It's a never-ending property, The Walking Dead. It's going to continue to go on with or without us, just like Law and Order. It's coming back, baby.
Yeah, original Law and Order.
Dick Wolf, Law and Order. Let's go.
Everything is CSI's back too, right?
And the
CSI's
best thing
coming back.
Yeah, but the best thing about Law and Order is that it's been off for 10 years, and they're not starting at season 1. They're going right back to legacy numbering. So it's like season 19, I think. I'm like, yeah.
Anthony Edwards from Blackish said, yeah, I had a conversation with Dick Wolf. He might reprise like all the old people from old Law and Order may just show up on like an episode or two just because everyone's guilty of when Law and Order is on. You're just
Jimmy Smith,
like the old ones. You're just watching. You're like, oh,
Chris Noth.
God. Lenny's on screen and you just feel so nice when you see Lenny on screen. You're like, oh, Briscoe, Lenny. It's like, oh, Sam Waterston. It's like all the memories of Law and Order, the dum-dums are coming back to your life. So it's a magical time, that Law and Order, and pretty much everyone in New York was in that show in some capacity.
Speaking of dum-dums, hey, John.
Hey, Rob.
Wow. All right.
Takes one to know one.
Oh, ow, epic burn. That hurt. Oh,
if we're going to the playground, let's go to the playground.
God's like, you hear that? The jerk store called and they're out of you. There you go. For all you.
Andre's like, what's happening?
What's going on? Like,
Andre's like, I want to go to bed.
We don't know when. Hey, don't take away Mystique. We don't know when we're recording this. It could be any time of day, night, or multiverse.
Everyone can go to bed earlier. I'm pretty sure everyone could at least go to bed an hour or two earlier than they actually go to bed.
Yeah. Maybe except for Andre. Welcome everyone to the Heroes World Quarantine podcast. I'm your host, Dupe. With me are the owners and proprietors of Heroes World. That'd be John and Andre. Please say hello.
Hello.
And of course, our resident Prince of Mischief, probably stuck in his own dimension, against the wall, Mr. Rob Bidet.
Hey, what's going
I
on?
think he just got out of James Bond. The movie's that long. He just got out.
Shut up.
I started watching it Thursday night.
I saw it Thursday, and I saw it again on Saturday, man. So
double. I took the over of plus
07.
I took the over of 2. So we'll see. Maybe you can see it one more time. We're gonna find out. So thank you for joining us today as we complete the last of the What If reviews. This is episode 9, finale of season 1. What if the Watcher broke his oath? So Johnny Mac, Johnny Ho.
That's the title. That's the title.
Yes.
What if the Watcher broke his oath?
Yeah.
Did he break his oath last episode?
Oh, he's broken his oath a lot of times. He breaks his oath a lot, including the Fantastic Four, but we're gonna wash that one under the rug too. That one doesn't count right away.
The phrase, if it's broke, might as well make it brokener.
Technically, broke is like only. How would the other Watchers know unless
he already
they
broke
know?
the rules,
Like,
so he might as well go like all in and see if he gets fired at the end. Does
Frankly,
the Watcher have a boss? That's the main question.
Yeah,
Is there
I
a
don't
level
know.
above the Watcher?
Yeah, I don't know what the ramifications are for him to break his oath. Like, does anything happen? I don't think anything happens. So, really, I don't think he's like relinquish you from your
It
post.
seemed to be no consequence for him breaking the rules. So I guess he's going to do it every season. So
I
we'll see
don't
him
think in
every season.
Any of the comics they've ever talked about consequences. Andre, can you think of any time like he's done it and they're like other
I
Watchers?
think you've only ever seen
The Watcher.
like another Watcher once, so I don't think there is any consequences at all. Like,
So he's just self-regulating. He's like, these are my principles. I'm not gonna blah blah blah.
It's ridiculous. Even in Fringe, the Watchers had rules, and there were consequences when they broke the rules. Man,
what a great
ridiculous.
show Fringe was.
Oh
Yeah.
God, it's almost time for a rewatch. I'm ready to go. It's a great one, but we'll talk.
Don't worry,
about-
they'll probably remake it like they're remaking.
No, never. They can't
It's
do
in
that.
line.
They're
Maybe
remaking
it's
the
in line.
4400.
Yeah, but the 4400 was bad. Fringe was good.
No, that was a good show. Did you watch it? The premise was amazing, and the first 2 seasons were really good. Then the writer strike hit, and then
He's just gonna-
Yeah,
and
but,
it became the 2200.
yeah. But we talked about that before, Andre. It's like, yeah, it's just like Fringe was good all the way across until the end. So again, I still remember the cross pollination where they had that Watcher person on NFL football ads where he would just be at a football game staring at them like, who is this guy at the NFL football
Black
game?
suit with
Like,
the hat. just
Fringe. I
watching.
was like, oh my God, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then I love the parallel universe where all the DC comics were reversed. Oh
Yes.
my God, it was just a French kiss of just like all the iconic like Superman, Batman comics. Like I think it was like
Was it
Halloween.
like Last Action Hero where Stallone was in all the Arnold movies?
Well, what it was like they had
Yeah,
Peter's room and his parallel universe had all the framed comic books, but they were the reverse. So it was Superman in the pose of the Dark Knight Rises, like that one where it's like along Halloween. So there's a picture that we'll have to post, John. Or
that's a lot of commitment. I get. I'll have to see the picture of how much work they put into it.
It was like,
but it's like, how many guys are we going to contract to redo all these things? That
and you only saw for like a
hand shot.
You walked by and you saw them, and then if you froze it, you're like, oh my god, these are all the DC comics, but they're all reversed.
Yeah.
So
well, speaking about alternate universes, too bad this show wasn't in an alternate universe, because maybe it would have been good. Because What If sucks.
Wow. All right, Rob. Hot out of the gate. Rob, give us your thoughts.
Well, do you want to go to John first, or do you want me to?
You just went full out.
Okay, listen, man.
You opened the gate. All right.
I'm so glad that this damn show is over. I went back in time to a much younger Rob Gadet when we reviewed episode 1.
6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago,
9 weeks ago. It was like
9 weeks ago, and man, I was full of rose-colored glasses and naivete, and I didn't know the world. I didn't understand the hurt that real life could bring. And over the last 9 weeks, this show has literally destroyed my will to live. I hated this. I'm so glad this episode is over. I have zero interest in watching season 2. Here's the thing about What If. And obviously Andre and John can talk more about it with the comics. We've done that quite a bit the last few weeks. But there's so many stories that you could pick from different characters. And the problem with this series is it is so hamstrung to just the MCU that it is so repetitious, and like there's no new idea. I get that they can't do other characters. What if Wolverine was Slovenian? I don't know. I get that they can't do it because they haven't introduced these people, but then 9 episodes of this show all around the same characters that we've watched for 22 movies. It's boring. Like there's nothing new. I couldn't give it a rat's ass about what was happening in this. Again,
Rob, as you mentioned before, Rob in our private chat has been mentioning show after show. It's like, oh, Catherine Hahn gets her own Disney Plus show. Yeah. Now Monica Rambeau gets her own Disney Plus show. Now Shang-Chi is like what's the sister? Oh, I forgot the name of the sister. Ooh.
Wendy, I don't know,
but Wenwu. I keep on thinking of Wenwu, but that's
Senlu or something.
Yeah, Zai Lauer.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Anyways,
so she'll get her own show. It's just too
everyone
much.
Everyone gets their own show.
Where's the show that we actually asked for, which is the Darcy and Jimmy show? Why are they giving us all these other shows?
So you know what? I get the one thing that has been constant. I think even that Andre has even said, even though he hasn't liked most of his episodes, that at least it looks good. And so you can't take it away. That's been the one constant over 9 episodes of this series, is that at least it looks good. And the promise of the buildup that we got with episode 2 with what if T'Challa became Star-Lord, everything after that is irrelevant. I liked the Party Thor episodes. I thought it was funny and cool, but I'm done. I honestly only watched it for this review. I have zero interest. I had no excitement building up towards this. I couldn't give a crap about watching season 2 when it comes out, because if it's still the same shit, I don't care. I know that Phase 4 characters, Shang-Chi, Miss Marvel, probably She-Hulk will be involved in the season 2 stuff. So maybe that might pique my interest. But again, you're still working in a very confined playground. So I'm out. I'm glad. I'm done.
There's Moon Knight action. Maybe there's Blade. Maybe there's some people around. Yeah, I'm done. I'm glad. For those, listen, there's a lot of people who worked on this show, and I commend them. There's a lot of hard work went into it. So good for them. I know that they're happy. And there's a lot of people who really enjoyed this episode. Not for me. I'm out. Wow.
Peace. Right. Rob's out.
Wow. Bye-bye.
John.
So we keep throwing it to we keep throwing it to the comics, and we have to admit that the comic series isn't like a masterpiece. It's more of like a fun like kind of like pick up these issues. If you like the look of the cover, you pick it up. So don't get it too twisted. If you really want to read the ultimate what if, just read the comics. The comics are this alternate universe that maybe a lot of you MCU followers don't know about. So if you want to see more, like you want to see Daredevil, what if Daredevil didn't get canceled and keeps going? Like these comics don't get canceled, they keep going. All these types of things. What if the Avengers had different teams on it? Like all kinds of things. So you just read normal comics, and then this what if thing. So this what if thing, Rob hit it kind of on the head. Like they basically went back to their usual Marvel formula, which is they throw out a bunch of establishing movies. So these, in this case, was episodes, and then they have a big conclusion episode, which for me, it didn't work. I think if you have been enjoying the series, it's a cool payoff to see everyone gathered at the end, although you'll question why certain characters are pulled in, and it seems very random. And you also get the Gamora Iron Man character shown, which is an episode that I believe has been scooted off to season 2. So that's why you're like, oh, who are these two characters? Oh, stay tuned for season 2, where you're going to see those two characters pop up, because everything's going to be out of order now.
Yep.
So I preferred seeing the new character takes when the show opened and they were showing basically Winter Soldier, but with Captain Carter instead. I actually was on board for that. I'm like, oh, yo, show me where this. And then they have the little end credit thing where it looks like Steve Rogers / Hydra Stomper is now either the new Winter Soldier or something along those lines. I would have watched that episode. That's the episode I want to see. I don't want to see another version of Infinity War Endgame, where I don't know what Marvel's doing. So maybe I'm dumb. I don't know. One of you guys can explain to me. But I feel like whenever the Infinity Stones come together in the MCU, it's not clear what it does. It just seems to explodey things. Like where's time? Where's all like once it's combined, it seems like all those other things that they do individually go away. Like one stone cut Thanos in half. Like where was this? Where's that stone in the end fight? I questioned the whole bringing on of Killmonger. Well, I love Michael B. Jordan, and then you have Killmonger and Black Panther together, and you don't do something with those two characters together. They're reunited. Maybe they can work it out.
I think he's done
I'm
too
pretty
much
sure-
to reunite, John. Although one of the writers did post a tweet to tell the fans why Ultron's powers work with these stones, and they basically said when Ultron moved to the other universe, those stones he was using to power his abilities, not to use the stones as like their initial effect. So in your universe, you can use them to do time or whatever. But when you take them
why
out,
does some other
And that
guy
can't-
have to come in and
it's a
explain
power
it? You know what I
source,
mean?
right?
But that
Yeah.
answers our question from last week, is that how do these stupid stones keep working as you're going from multiverse to multiverse? It didn't make sense, right? It was the Loki thing, and that's why the writer came out and tried to explain it. But to John's point, well, why? You should have had something. It should have been more
Yeah, like
clear.
why didn't he use the time thing to tell? Like it was just it turned into a big slugfest, which I really questioned what the hell's going on. I liked it the first time I saw it when it was Infinity War / Endgame, whatever you want to call it, those two movies. But I'll go on to the things that I did like. So like I said, the opening, the end credits, I definitely want to see more of that Captain. So there's certain characters that you do want to see more of. The Star-Lord, Black Panther, sure, he gets to team up with Peter Quill at the end. I did quite like that Black Widow got to do some damage. So like, we all saw Black Widow. I feel like it wasn't really a great send-off for Scarlett Johansson's character. So it was neat to see her jump in there and kick some ass. And she just kind of like a regular dude. I don't know if you want to call it. Like one of my favorite parts of, I don't remember which movie it is, Infinity War Endgame, is where Cap has that team and it's got Black Widow and all these kind of non-super like powered characters, and they take apart a Black Order character, and you're like, oh, they work together as a team. They're badass. Like they've set this up. So Black Widow kind of got to do a little bit of that. She gets into the mix. So I thought that was cool. But other than that, yeah, like I'm like Rob, I don't look forward to a second season. Maybe I'll catch episodes that I think catch my eye, just like if you were buying What Ifs off the comic shelf. And I don't know if I would choose to rewatch this over any of the other stuff we've seen. I would probably watch Falcon Winter Soldier
We'll talk
before
about
that.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
talk about that.
Okay, yeah. And then let's throw it to Andre. I'm curious as to if he found anything in this. Because I really checked out like during that final fight. And then when Killmonger did his thing, and then they both got, I had to rewind it. I'm like, what just happened? Like who went in the crystal? Like
Well, it was
who that
lazy.
fighting?
Why is he all of a sudden getting all power hungry? Like again, like, oh my God. How many times
he was
scored the
gone
same
for the
spell?
whole episode.
Yeah.
He was there in the
Yeah.
intro, gone for the whole episode. They showed him in his Black Panther costume, and then he just left. And I'm like, he bounced. Why did they bring this character on? And I'm like, oh, I know why. He's gonna come and do something at the very end. That's why they brought this. Like it's a lazy right. I don't know what you want to call it. But yeah, let's throw it to Andre.
That's Andre's
I'm very
trademark.
curious. I'm very curious to hear what Andre thinks of this.
Well, I actually feel that my 9 weeks of talking finally brought sense into you guys, because both Rob and John are giving the show, I give it 7 out of 10, and this is an 8 out of 10. And then you get to the end and you're like, it's garbage. It's been garbage the whole time. With the exception of 2 episodes, everything I have said this whole time is exemplified once you get to the end. If, like you guys say, if a writer has to tweet that the Infinity Gems don't do what they're supposed to do, how's a fan supposed to know that, right? And if Ultron can destroy a universe or a planet, why was there even a fight at any point? Oh, there's life on this planet. Done. Hey, why don't I just knock out the whole
Captain Marvel like she was nothing?
Yeah, why am I getting Ultron robots to do anything? Now, this is, I know what they were doing. Like you said, they're following their pattern. But that's the problem, is that they're following a pattern. They could have made this thing so kind of epic and grandiose, but they just made it a slugfest. Like, if you said, we want to build the Guardians of the Universe or the multiverse, and somebody says, yeah, let's get Star-Lord, Black Panther, and Black Widow, and Gamora. Like, I would be like, hold on a second. These are the guys that are going to save the thing. Now, to me, they set it up in the Doctor Strange episode. Doctor Strange by himself should have whooped Ultron's ass. He literally absorbed for thousands of years every magical being. So if that Ultron has Infinity Gems that don't work, then what's the point? Now let's talk about the Watcher choosing these people. Well, I have to choose these people because you guys all saw an episode of this. Why not go to the other universes and grab those Infinity Stones? Oh, the machine that crunches Infinity Stones only crunches. Get the hell out of it. First of all, why would you have a machine that crunches Infinity Stones?
Yeah.
Like again, hey,
it was funny. There was essentially a lawnmower with a claw at the end to grab the diamond.
I saw it from BattleBots.
What was that Wolverine movie where like Silver Samurai like has like special arms that grab Wolverine's arms to grab the, like, you're like, this is a really elaborate contraption to do one thing.
Yeah, it's just and like I said,
it's a specialized tool, John. There's nothing wrong with specialized tool. There's a whole subreddit called specialized tools. No disrespect, don't come after me. Go ahead, Andre.
So if he put that stone, I don't know if it's a mind stone or whatever, he put it in his crotch or something on his back, then this thing would be rendered useless.
Yeah. I think that summarizes the whole episode. Like, it was just pointless. Did it start cool? Yeah, because one of the favorite things I liked was Captain Carter, and I like Winter Soldier. But again, that 3 minutes, you could have built up something else. The whole thing about the whole name of the episode was The Watcher. What if the Watcher breaks his oath? The Watcher was just fighting Ultron with fisticuffs. Show me that for another half an hour then.
Why did he get in the mix too?
Yeah. Like,
he was out.
He already broke his oath. Hey, I'm going to grab you guys and have you guys save the universe. Just by doing that, you broke your oath. Why didn't you get some more dudes? Right? Like, go somewhere and say, hey, I'm going to pick up 10 Thors. Show me 10 different Thors with 10 Mjolnirs, and they are the living lightning or something. Like, do something, right? I think the problem is with this show is that I don't want to keep saying it's a budgetary thing or whatever. They cut the one episode with Gamora. So again, it doesn't even make any sense once you get there. But why does it have to be just so entwined poorly? I guess that's what it is. Anyways, I think,
yeah, why bring back every single
to be
thing
fair,
that you did?
To be fair, let's say this out loud and no disrespect to Marvel fans. The MCU's constructed poorly. It's just we have years apart and you just don't see it all together. When you watch all the movies in succession, all 22 movies, you're like, whoa, this is really not a solid foundation. They've kind of strung these movies together.
Sure.
And you're like, okay, cool. But this, when it's 9 episodes consistently and one story arc where you have time to put together a story and this is what you put together, is what you're like,
but I think
okay.
I think if they did instead of try to make them cute episodic shorts, if they had said, yeah, we're going to tell 9 episodes, and you went from each episode to each episode, like you could be like, in this reality, Captain Carter's doing this, then you flash forward to the T'Challa one, so we're not watching, so they could build up. But the problem is they omitted so many of the characters that are in the Marvel universe. You didn't have to use them all, but there were some characters that they could have used from other movies that, like you said, Rob hit it up. I've seen these guys all do stuff.
Yeah, you could have brought all new characters in.
Like I'm not saying that this is a great character or whatever, but like you could have taken Goliath from the Ant-Man movie, right? Yeah. Remember they talked about the and the same thing with the Ghost. Give me a what if the Ghost controlled her powers and took over the world or whatever. Like there's all this stuff, and it's just like, is what we got interesting? Well, yeah, if you love everything the Marvel universe is, the MCU has done, but there's so much more out there, and I just felt like they were like literally they said, let's look at the first 4 movies of the MCU, and that's it.
Let me ask you a question. What universe did this final battle happen on? Does anybody know? The reason I'm asking is because how the hell did
it was the Black Widow one.
It was the Black Widow where there's no one left on the planet.
The Black Widow.
Okay, so how the hell did Doctor Strange bring all the zombie people? Because that universe should have been obliterated.
No, that was a different universe.
Yeah, but they were all, like,
no, Stu. Yeah, he teleported them in and brought the Scarlet Witch. I thought it was actually going to be a zombie Galactus or something stepping in.
Was that a different planet before they? That was a planet they went to.
Yeah, that was the final planet. The final battle took place on Ultron's original planet.
Yes,
right.
Which shouldn't have existed anyways.
Yeah,
because he should have. If his point is to destroy all life, what's the point of destroying all life yet keeping the planet there?
Yeah, but it also if you also know that.
But how'd the Black Widow get there then?
But no, Black Widow was always there, John. Let me just say, like, if you knew the rules, why would you pick the universe where he's the strongest? Go to another universe where the stones don't work, then take him out.
Actually,
why would you put him in that universe?
That doesn't make sense because the stones should have worked there.
It did, but he didn't use them fully.
I think we're gonna go down a whole nother rabbit hole here.
Yeah. Anyways, honestly, it's just like. You know, again, Rob said it. There's a lot of people who worked on it, and we don't want to, shit on their effort. But their effort was lazy. It's like.
I don't know if it's their effort.
I want you to draw a picture and you trace it instead of coming up with something new. Yeah, was it good? Like could the end product be good? But you traced it. You didn't come up with something.
So remember,
but is it their fault?
Wait. Be quiet. Let me just talk. So you guys are just talking about nonsense anyway. So the writer of the series predominantly was A.C. Bradley. He has been credited for a lot of these writing of these episodes. He's known as or is it she? She. Oh, she, yes. She is known for writing credits for Arrow and the What If, and she was also an executive producer, and she's also the writer for Ms. Marvel. So are we concerned about Ms. Marvel after this?
Different beat.
No, do you want to know why? Because I think that they were really constrained to using specific characters and specific points out of the MCU. Ms. Marvel is a whole new for the MCU, a whole new IP, a whole new world building. The world is her oyster, right? Unfortunately for What If, I think Disney, Feige, whomever said you can only work in this field, and that's it. And so, I think that they did the best they could do with what they were given. I just think that I think
that's impossible to say.
You have one.
I think everything could be
behind your back, and I think it's really tough when you're stuck having to use. It gets boring.
Yeah.
I think for some people it's going to work, especially if you binge all the episodes. You have like a beginning and an end, and you're not waiting every week for something crazy and new to happen. So I think it's going to work for some people.
Maybe it's good for the kids. Maybe we're just a little bit out of the scope. Maybe it's for that 12 to 16-year-old scope of kids, or that want to watch it. So, Rob, what do you give this rating out of 10?
9. No. I did it just to irritate Andre. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Wow. All right, John.
Unfortunately, I gave the other episode so high, but I do give this. I think I have to give it a 6, just because it's you'll. I think most people will check out like midway through, and they'll be like,
No.
okay, it's kind of cool. They're fighting. They had a couple cool moments, in the fight, but overall, that last fight is kind of boring, I think.
Andre?
I'm gonna give it a 4 as well, just because it had
Oh,
Captain
that's
Carter
decent.
in it.
Hey.
Yeah, it had Captain Carter, who I like, and it had Doctor Strange, who I like. Right.
Mhm.
And I will say there was a couple moments during the fight scene that I actually thought they were going to do something, except they just it was almost like, oh, they're punching and punching, and now they're gonna
Yeah.
elevate it, and they never did, but they did that twice to me. I'm like, okay, finish it. No. And then they start again. So it was almost like they were doing the combo, and I'm like, okay, finish it with the uppercut, go in. And then they were like, no, we're just
It's
gonna
like Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
We're gonna go
I
back to
will-
jab.
I will
We're gonna
say
go back to
though-
the 1-2,
Jab.
1-2, 1-2.
I will say though that the one thing that for me, my favorite part of this episode though was the Doctor Strange when he was conjuring all that magic, and it looked like it was taken out of Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse, like the changing, like the flashing, the red, like everything, the animation for that of him almost going through different universes. He was conjuring different magic and different versions of himself. That looked really cool.
As the influx with the Kirby dots, the very
Yeah.
much the
Yeah.
like, for those who are
white
in the
and black
know,
Kirby dots.
yeah, the Kirby flares, which is why this show looks so nice, and the ode to him is that everything that they did with Strange and all the space stuff, even in the other episode when they were with the Watchers, all the Kirby dots and whatnot, that kind of splotch ink blots that had just look so beautiful that just by that alone, I was like, man, I would watch that just for that.
Like, we know that the MCU and Disney has got back a lot of these rights and stuff, right? Like, why not do something at this last episode to make us like drop our like just go, like, what if the Silver Surfer showed up? What if the Watcher grabbed the Silver Surfer from somewhere?
Yeah.
You can't, because you want to introduce him in the movie. You don't want
No,
you
but
don't
I'm
give
just
that.
saying, but
Yeah.
again, this is, they could have done something. You could still introduce him in the movies, because again, this is the thing. But everybody be like, oh shit, did you see the Silver Surfer? He didn't have to come in and say anything. He could have just come in and slammed Ultron with the board and then did something like.
Well, they
Bonked him in the head with the
remember
board.
Andre, they did that in I believe in the old Fox TV show, the X-Men. I think they had Spider-Man's hand come in and then they web shot something, but they couldn't show Spider-Man themselves. So the X-Men, they're like, something's happened in New York, and they were just to get the Spider-Man hand, the web shoot, boom, and then that was like, and they cut the scene, and you're like, you kind of want it, but at the same time, why tease? Why just give Spider-Man's hand? Like, if Silver Surfer just flew across, you'd be like, and then we'd be like, man, could he say something? Like,
it could have introduced something that would make us go, oh, okay, now I gotta watch the whole thing again because it's cooler. Like, there's an infinite multiverse, an infinite of them, and they're like, okay, we couldn't, like, again.
No, I agree with Andre.
Like,
Marvel's good for laying little things and
well, you
paying it
talked
off.
about it. You talked about it already.
7
You
movies
talked
later
about it already. So let's continue on. Did you not mention the teaser already? So you did. So let's carry on. We were running out of
what
time.
teaser?
The end with
mid-credit
Carter with Romanov and the Stomper. That
was
was
stupid.
I
It was
didn't
dumb.
watch the end credits. I guess.
well. I'm sorry, it wasn't up to your level of standard, Mr. Gadet. This all of a sudden ragging on tail
dumb.
end. It's like, how is that any different than Captain America goes? Sometimes finales at the end are nothing. It's like that was the end of the Spider-Man movie too, and
Or
everyone
the
was
ant
like,
from Ant-Man.
yeah, it's like this is we've all been accustomed to them doing sometimes good trailer endings or bad ones, and this happened to be
Another
a giant
Captain
ant
America
playing-
PSA.
Yeah, the Captain America PSA. It's like, like same thing.
It was good. The end credit fits right into the part that Andre liked, which is basically Hydra Stomper becoming Winter Soldier. But we already talked about it.
And we talked about other ones where it was just like a snippet of another movie. Like with the end when Bucky and things strapped in thing. That's just part of the other movie they just threw in there. And same with Thor at the Ragnarok, where the end with Doctor Strange, and they just basically CGI'd the Eye of Agamotto around it. Like, that's not really that great either. So it's just like, oh, we just cut a scene from another movie and put it in there, but removed some facets of it through CGI. So I get it. I just want to keep on going and move things along, because I clearly we're all not jiving on this episode. John, out of all the Marvel shows so far, you're still saying you're ranking based on this Falcon and Winter Soldier as your number one Marvel show so far on Disney Plus.
I think so, unless I'm forgetting a choice.
No,
but yeah, it would.
I think
that's
yeah. Does that WandaVision?
Upon if I'm going to go back and rewatch anything starting next week during this gap where we're in between shows, it will for sure be Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Rob?
Yeah, I wish Loki was better. I'll go with. I agree. I do.
Wow.
I agree.
Andre?
Yeah, there's one choice. There was only like one show that delivered anything. That was Captain America or Falcon and Winter Soldier, which would be Captain America and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Like let's face it, like every one of these series that they've done, with the exception of Captain America and the Winter Soldier, is started, the first 2 episodes would be good, but by the end of it, we're all saying the same thing. We're all like, good God, can this end? And all of them have been shorter than the Netflix, 13 episodes and stuff. So really, do these like can they make 6 hours of television? That's maybe the real question they need to ask.
No, and they shouldn't. And this is why, like in our private chat, like when they're releasing information of these new, as Stu mentioned, the Monica Rambeau Disney Plus show and the, fucking the Gender Jerry Disney Plus show and everything else, that it's too much. I've always said this. You're putting out too much stuff, and it starts to dilute the product. And Stu is always like, it's like Pokemon. You got to catch them all. You're going to get to a point where you're not going to give a shit anymore. You're not going to watch half of these shows because it's got to be quality over content. And if you're hammering out all these shows with peripheral characters, who cares? I'm just going to then just relegate myself just watching stuff on the movies, and I'm not going to care what's on TV because there's much better television shows that I'm going to want to dedicate my time to watching.
I'm curious because Andre said it very well that most of these shows have a good first episode, and on our group chat we're gonna probably be conflicted again to the next Marvel show. It's like, are we gonna do all of them again? Are we gonna do just the first one? Because there was just the first one. We're gonna be just like CSI. We're gonna be fooled again, and we're just gonna watch all of it because the first one's gonna be so good. And we're gonna we gotta watch the rest of this, like the Hawkeye show. Like if it's the first one's good, we gotta watch the rest of it, right? Like
it looks like John. It looks like a rom-com. Like I'm expecting John and our friend Timbo Slice to just be loving the show because it looks like a holiday, Lifetime TV series.
Well, this seems Hawkeye seems like a character that he could have had a TV show instead of the movie.
Yeah.
Whereas you're taking some of these movies. I don't know what to put my finger, but yeah, I think you guys are right. They're either just too long or they're just not as well planned out, and I feel like they almost all fizzle out at the end. So maybe they should only be 3 episodes. They should be like kind of like a mini made for TV movie. Like what's wrong with having made for TV movies again? And it comes in 3 parts or over
like Sherlock. Like Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch. 3 episodes. They were each an hour and 15 to an hour and a half, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you got to make content for Disney Plus. You got to keep those subscribers coming on board.
Keep the subs.
So, keep the subs. So I get it. It's
fine. I think this is going to work for a certain audience, which is fine. Maybe we had too much expectation for it.
That's fine. No. I think that we should have high expectations for anything that we're wasting our time to watch. Any TV show and money, whether it's a comic book or a video game or a TV show. Time is money.
There's so many options now. There's so many things that you can watch.
I'm watching a lot of stuff that no one here is watching, and vice versa. There's stuff that we're all watching that's different, or playing games. Like right now, I kind of want to be playing Far Cry 6, but I'll wait a bit. So these are things that you want to do.
Wait another 10 minutes.
We'll wait and see what happens.
Wait till Boxing Day when it comes on sale.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of waiting for. I'm like, I want to go.
It'll be on sale for $30 on Boxing Day.
It's a Ubisoft game. It'll go on sale soon. Don't worry. So yeah, we'll jump to the fun topic because I broached this out to everyone, and I'll get everyone's thoughts. So my question to the panel is: you have been given Watcher-like powers to pick a team of 4 heroes in any universe, in any multiverse, comic book, DC, Marvel, Image, whatever you want, your Fantastic Four, your Mount Rushmore, your, Hydra Four, you name your four, you got it. Fab Four. And what you're going to do is I want each of you to come up with your team, and that team has to save the world through various scenarios. I'm not going to say which one it is, but I want you to think about, it may not be just one scenario because the world can end in multiple ways. So let's see how diverse your team is going to be. So who wants to go first?
I can go first. Mine's gonna be quick.
Right.
I didn't have as much. I didn't have a lot of time to think about this.
Number one pick, underwater welder.
Yeah, he's in case we're underwater and we need to weld something. So first choice, I'm just gonna be like Watcher and just scroll through my history and just go with the most convenient last 5 guys I saw or something. No, that's ridiculous. You need your heavy hitter, your all arounder. You need a big bruiser. So you got to have Superman. I don't know. I feel like Superman solves about 96.8% of all your problems. So opening the gate with Superman, pretty easy pick. Next, you need some brains. So you need some guy who can, or Growl, who can think their way through things and come up with really elaborate things. I originally was going to go with Batman, but I feel like Batman gets a little too much love in this department. So I'm going to go with a newcomer, a younger player, Amadeus Cho, who's been gaining a lot of heat in the Marvel books, and you'll probably be seeing him upcoming. He's being featured in the Spider-Man cartoons.
Amadeus Cho as non-Hulk or Hulk? Amadeus Cho.
I guess I would take the Hulk version just as a bonus bruiser.
Yeah. Good call.
Like,
I was gonna say, I'm like, why would
have
you
a
not
backup? Why not have a backup for your backup?
So flexibility, diversity in your lineup. Yep.
Yeah. So it's very hard to stop. I feel like the original duo is going to solve, like I said, 90. At Amadeus Cho, you're at 99.35% or whatever. So everybody else is kind of for fun. So I do want to give some love to Ghost Rider. So if we got something magic or mystical based, I want a big player in the mystical realm. Ghost Rider, I feel like doesn't get a lot of love, and he is, I don't know, what would you call it, Omega level, whatever magic, mysticism character. So I definitely pick him. And then my last one is going to be wild card because I don't know what Stu's throwing at us. So I'm going to pick, let's go. I feel like zombies. I don't think Stu's going to go zombies. So I'm going to pick Blade the Vampire Hunter in case your scenario has vampires in it. I got this all inclusive toolbox with a random vampire slayer in the end. So you can't throw something random at me. So yeah, that's my team of 4. I would definitely watch that movie. And it would be very easy to cast that movie as well.
Wait, who are you gonna cast? Wait. Okay. You threw that down. Who are you casting in this movie?
You have to bring.
No. Who are you casting? Name your cast. Yeah, so, you can't throw that down and say, "Oh, it's easy."
Henry Cavill has to come back as Superman. Easy pick. Ghost Rider. You got to give it back to Nicolas Cage. Bring him back for something. He's putting in the work. He's dropping weird movies like whatever. I would actually bring back Wesley Snipes as Blade. Like I said, I want a tribute paid to this character, and then Amadeus Cho, I'll just have to play him myself. So I'll have to take some classes and be able to think really smart and sound really smart. So
there's not enough class time, John, for you.
Amazing. Honestly,
I just threw that in there so you could get that joke, Rob.
Wow,
that's how smart I am.
Wow, I don't know how anyone could top that,
folks.
But with a level that high, I only know one person that can go over the top, and that's Andre. What do you got, Andre?
All right, so I stuck to Marvel because I figured we were doing for Marvel.
But you can change it. You don't have to. You don't have to do Marvel.
It's all right. It's more fun to keep it all in one thing. So I'm going for my big brains and brawn. I'm going Bruce Banner Hulk. Follow that up with
which version of the Hulk? Because you have you can go multiverses. You could go Mr.
I had Grey Hulk on my short list.
Savage Hulk.
I'm going the Peter David, Dale Keown, the big, strong, smart Hulk. Then I'm going Magneto. Because really, like, you want somebody who's willing to do anything and is powerful enough to back it up, and also he
can make the hard choice.
He can make the hard choice, and he's a survivor, right? So then I was thinking, do I need magic or do I need technology on the team? Now we've had so much Doctor Strange here, so I was kind of like, I don't really want to do Doctor Strange, but I want to do some type of mystical element, right? And there's a lot of choice, but almost everybody seems like they are
From that family tree.
Yeah,
'Cause
they're
everyone's from the
almost like
same-
all the same.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go a little bit out there, and I know it's not true magic, but I'm gonna go Adam Warlock. Okay, so Adam Warlock's got Soul Stone's like pretty powerful. And then last but not least, I'm like, you know what, these guys are all kind of like
I like Warlock. Yeah,
upper tier characters. So I was thinking, is there anybody who's going to represent like literally just like the everyman, like just somebody's like, okay, who's going to go in and never give up and all that, and kind of ground the team a little bit. I got to go with my boy Spider-Man, right? So that's my team right there, all Marvel. So if the world's ending, those are the guys that you want together. They're all smart enough to be able to follow a plan.
Peter Parker, Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Yeah. So
he was on my short list too, because you
All
can't beat Spider-Man.
All
He'll come
right,
through
okay.
in the clutch.
Rob, this is up to you now.
See, I guess I didn't want to go with gods. I didn't want Superman, Thor.
Even before Rob picks
Wonder
Punisher and
Woman.
like freaking
I didn't want
Hawkeye.
any of that. I was like, I'm gonna go. If I had known that, I would have picked like Dr. Manhattan. Like what? So I didn't. So here's my choice. Ready?
Noob.
Shut up. I got this one. This is a shut up for Stu. Booster Gold.
He was on board.
Yeah, on board.
All right.
You got me already. Well done.
Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we
Right?
go.
Yeah. I had a Green Lantern on my short list too.
Yep.
I picked
This
somebody
sounds
who's
like the Justice League International, by the way. Already, this sounds like the Justice League International.
Yeah, don't tell me you copied your team, Rob.
No, because my next choice, Spawn.
Okay.
Wow.
Spawned some
okay.
consideration and it
All
was
right.
quickly shot down.
All
And then-
right. All right.
And then finally, my secret weapon, Eric Draven, the Crow. That's that
You
is
put there to right the wrongs.
because I figure if it's a time issue, Boucher Gold's there. If it's Alien, Jessica Cruz is there. If it's like mystical arts and shit, Spawn is there. And if it's like if the world's gonna end because of sadness, Eric Draven's there.
He's there to sing. Tell everyone can't rain all the time.
That's
Can't
right.
rain all the
So,
time.
that is
Hey,
my
but
choice.
what do you
guys-
got for vampires? What do you got for vampires? And do you have
Okay,
anyone that can
Spawn-
say
Spawn
MF is
can-
always trying to skate
Spawn,
uphill?
let's be fair, John. Your guy is so niche that like only vampires and like I get it. Like he's supernatural, but like at least Spawn is.
It's like when you're playing a Magic deck or whatever. If you guys are familiar with card games, a lot of people will just take 4 of everything. It's one that pro player brings like one of this card just to handle this one problem of a deck that might come up. That's Blade. He's the stake in the heart of that one Dracula that pops up.
the one time that Dracula shows up and you have to deal with
Yeah,
it.
That's when you look up elite decks.
But to be fair,
and
when
it's
you
like
stack
one of
your
this, one of
team
this,
with-
2 of this.
when you stack your team with Superman and Amadeus Cho Hulk, like really any 4 of us could be on that team and you're okay. Like
Yeah, I'll even not
John,
take. I'll
you
even
could
not
be
take
there with
the
a couple
Hulk version. I'll
stakes
just take the
going.
regular.
Hello,
I'll be like
boys.
Killmonger. I'm gonna take off for a while and come back when the fighting's done.
Hello, boys. I got stakes to take out vampires, and then that's it. Like, okay, you got it, John.
Oh, you didn't want ribeye steaks? What type of steaks were you referring to?
Yeah,
Yeah,
John
we
is-
all forgot to take the inevitable betrayer.
yeah.
Good
John's
going, Watcher. You
there
picked that one
cleaning up,
guy.
cleaning up the base. He's like, Clark, don't worry about it. I'm gonna mop the floors for you. I'm gonna detail your vehicle.
I'm gonna set up the party after. I'm gonna get the catering and everything set up.
I think at the end of the day, my team wins. I'm just saying. That's for creativity.
Feel like with Spawn, he's gonna run out of juice.
I think everyone went the avenues that I thought it would be, because you want one. I was gonna see if someone's not gonna pick a mystical person. You need at least always one mystical. You need one strength guy. You want smart guy, and then again, everyone went for the space person. So again, I'm glad that without even saying it out loud, I was waiting for someone not to pick someone who could deal with space. So, but I think everyone picked a team that
If we were legit doing a movie, then we all missed the comic relief. None of us picked Deadpool.
Booster
or something.
Gold.
Oh, Booster Gold. Oh yeah,
Booster
okay,
Gold.
yeah. You can
Booster
take,
Gold.
You can take the Booster Gold for
I
comic
got
relief.
Spider-Man. How's that?
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
Andre
oh,
has
actually, yeah, you know,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. That's
Andre,
pretty good.
and then you have Blade.
well, I missed
Because
it. I guess Blade. Yeah.
Blade is just goofy.
I
Come on.
skate uphill. He always got Blade on there.
Yeah,
I
you have
skate
Blade. It's gonna be really awkward. His jokes are gonna be
up.
very.
Wearing sunglasses at night in space.
Oh, and then the other side too is that you secretly have Clark Kent when he's just Clark Kent. So like if he was just like regular
He's
Clark Kent walking
bumbling.
around,
Pretend to be a
around.
reporter.
Yeah, him
You've
and
got
Blade.
Superman 3 Clark Kent,
Yeah.
where he's walking and hitting blind people who are grabbing and bombs are falling into manholes.
Honestly, the three, whether it's Amadeus Cho as a teenager, Superman as Clark Kent, and then you have Blade wandering a Walmart trying to buy supplies would be comedy alone because they wouldn't know what to do. Of course, you could have Ghost Rider join them because his flame head's on fire, but everyone else
he
is
can't.
kind
He
of-
can't fill up the car with gas.
So, yeah. Kudos. That was a fun thing. I was thinking if it was an annihilation wave, I think everyone except for Rob would be okay. I think Rob would have a little bit of problems with the annihilation wave.
Well, then I'd pull my stringers. It would be Gilbert Gottfried and Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh boy. All right. Well, we're
And
gonna
evil
wrap
Kermit.
things up today. John, Andre, where can they find you on the internets in the desert of the real?
Yeah, so yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. Please subscribe, hit the notification, get your comments in. Whose team was the best? Whose team was the worst? I don't know where Rob is on this screen, but I'm going to attempt to point to him. But if you're not
You completely
watching this on
failed.
YouTube, I don't know where he is. He's down here on my screen.
On
He might be
my
over there on
screen,
your screen.
No, on
He
my
might be
screen,
over
down
here.
directly down you, John, is Andre, and then the bottom corner is Rob.
Well, I'm at the top of my screen.
No. One more. One more. Like he's this over there. Anyways. on my
Anyways, enough of that. Yeah, and then if you want to take us on the go, you can listen to the podcast on any podcast streaming service you use, iTunes, Spotify, whatever you want. Yeah, I'm gonna touch my ear, like James Bond says. Do not do that because that'll dead giveaway you're an agent. Yeah, Heroes World Podcast. So give us a subscribe, give us a 5-star rating. If you're on Spotify, we can kind of add a little fun stuff. So if you're listening to us on there, and then on social media, Instagram, Facebook, online, Heroes World Online, take you to all those things, and it's all interconnected. So send us a message through any of those methods if you prefer not to call or stop by in person.
And you
Okay.
can stop by in person because we are open 5 days a week, Tuesday to Saturday. And lots of new stuff coming in, lots of amenities in the plaza. Free parking is always a big one. And of course, social distancing measures are in full play. We do have hand sanitizer. We do have masks if you forget, or if your mask breaks. That's happened a lot of times. You know, the mask people are breaking. But don't let that stop you from coming on in and looking at all the great stuff we have, from comics to board games to action figures, trade paperbacks, role-playing games.
The Captain America shield right behind Andre, which I know everybody's eyeballing.
yes,
We got
yes,
those.
it's
Halloween's right
amazing.
around the corner.
Yeah. So yeah, lots of cool things. And as John mentioned, you can follow us online, and so much content. You know, we've got 3 or 4 amazing shows out all the time. So I'm sure there's going to be one that resonates with you. And yeah, check them out.
Just as a reminder, the extended hours, the later hours of operation are Wednesday and Friday. So if you aren't able to make it on those other days, just for work purposes, if you were driving by and you need extra time to shop and buy stuff, the later hours are on Wednesday and Friday at the store. Of course, if you can support them in any means possible, a like, subscribe, do that, ring that bell, share it on your networks, greatly appreciated. If you can't do that and you're able to go to the store and support them, please do. Any purchase, big or small, is super helpful. All retail still trying to recover, and it's still not in a great place. So and Christmas is coming. You can never shop too soon for Christmas. So start buying
Right
what you
around
need
the
to buy.
corner.
It is around the corner. So
Yep.
get those stocking stuffers, start send things up, because knock on wood, things are going back to normal, but it's better to be prepared. So if you have more stuff bought away, then great. It's good times. Rob, where can
Hey,
they
buddy.
find you and what's going on Is there
Oh.
something happening on Monday?
Oh,
Because
I'm
this is a
so glad you
Thanksgiving
asked.
weekend.
It is Thanksgiving weekend, and I hope you enjoy all the turkey that you potentially can stuff into your pie hole. But John and I are still continuing on with the Heroes World Sidekick Show Monday, 8 p.m. on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, unless it's down again. Zuckerberg. This Monday, we are in the throes of Halloween, all right? And John is not a horror movie person. However, the fans have spoken, have been demanding and banging on the door and asking us to review some horror movies for Halloween. So we are going with 1996's Scream with Drew Barrymore, Skeet Ulrich, and Nev Campbell. You can check that out on Crave and on Amazon Prime right now if you are in Canada. In the US, I'm sure you have 900 different other subscriptions that you can get it from. But definitely join us on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern for Scream. We are reviewing and watching that. John has never seen it, so I'm very excited to see what he thinks. And then on Thursday, it's Hey, What I Miss with John, myself, Chris, and Pat. And I think we're going to be talking, I mean, the other two guys are usually ones that get all the stuff together, but I believe we're going to be talking about stuff for Fandom. We are 1 week away from DC Fandom, including a brand new The Batman trailer coming out. So
Rob's guy.
Yeah. So we'll probably be talking about that. There's gonna be a lot of stuff coming out in the next couple of weeks. So definitely join us. Do the subscription, hit the notification bell when new videos drop, and let you know when we have stuff teed up. So
Don't forget, the great David Arquette is also in Scream, who was also Benny in the
Jets.
Buffy and the Vampires
Right.
movie, the OG one. Also,
The Jets.
David Arquette, the new fun fact, proud owner of Bozo the Clown. He
That's
bought
right.
the rights to Bozo the
the
Clown.
IP,
so-
and he's gonna MCU the shit out of the Bozo the Clown universe. Swear
Even
to God.
for sale.
He is.
Yeah.
He's going to put Bozo the Clowns in like a whole bunch of different
So
territories.
if in a movie or in a song you reference someone and call them bozo, do you get in trouble because
No,
it's a copyrighted?
no,
that
Bozo
part
the
specific.
Clown.
Bozo,
Bozo the Clown. So if you call someone Bozo the
it's
Clown-
it's different. Yeah.
So if I call Rob a bozo, we're good.
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The
Come on,
Bozo.
come on, punch him.
The Bozo. Yeah. You could do that.
Jeff
Good
Bozo.
luck all the way from there.
I'm Jeff Bozo.
Yes, Jeff Bozo. That's a great screen name. The Jeff Bozo. Oh
Jeff
my
Bozo.
God, that's
The Jeff Bozo Show.
the Jeff Bozo show. That's what do we got on Saturdays on tap? Maybe that's our new show, the Jeff Bozo show. Thank you so much. Hopefully, our Canadian viewers and listeners are enjoying their Thanksgiving. The Shang-Chi sisters, Zai Lin. So there we go.
Yeah.
Because I screwed that up. It's a thing before the Shang-Chi heads come after me. So enjoy your Thanksgiving. Hopefully you're getting your full of food, and we'll see you all next week. We're probably talking about Fandom. We're probably talking about other things, maybe comics to recommend. That's probably what's coming up on tap. So have a good
Horror
one.
comics. We should start going to horror comics. There's a lot to choose from.
Underwater welder. James Bond. Let's go.
We're gonna talk a lot about comics, so we're gonna go with that one. So have a good one. See you all later. Goodbye, everyone.
Nanu
Yes.
nanu.